Hello, this is Don Saito with ERP Efficiency Experts. Today we're going to cover Business Central shortcuts. These are tricks and tips to increase your productivity with Business Central. Let's go ahead and create a sales order and utilize shortcuts. For the customer number, I will just start entering the first few letters of the customer name. And once I find it, I'm going to press enter. And I'm going to use my tab key to tab through the fields. And I'm going to enter in a requested delivery date. So I will just go ahead and put in 4/6, and we'll promise it on 4/6 as well. I'm going to put the customer PO number in the external document number field, and I'm going to press tab. Now I want to get to my lines, but I don't want to lift my hand off the keyboard, so I'm going to press the F6 key, and that's going to take me into my lines. If I want to go back to the header, I can hold down the Shift key and press F6 again to go back to the header, and then F6 to go back to the lines. I'm going to press tab to go to my number field, and I'm going to type in what I want to sell. So I'll type in chair. I can see I have a number of chairs. I will use my up and down arrow keys to find the chair I want to sell and press enter to select it. And I'm going to press tab to move over, and I'll put in my quantity. Then I'm going to press down arrow, and I'm going to press home to go to the beginning, and I'll type in chair again and sell a different chair. Pressing enter, and then again using tab to tab across, putting in my quantity, and I'm done entering the lines. Now I may want to look at the shipping address, so I'm going to press F6 again to go to the next set of tabs. So that takes me to the invoice details fast tab. I'm going to go down to the shipping and billing, and then to do this drop down, normally you use your mouse and you click the down arrow, but it's much faster if I just use my keyboard. I'm going to hold down the Alt key and press down arrow, and then I can choose from the different options here. So Alt down arrow is the same as clicking as that little down arrow there. So I'll choose, for example, alternate shipping address, and then I'm going to see a choice of different shipping addresses. I'll choose the Park Road address by using my arrow keys and press enter to select. And as you can see, that has filled in the shipping address for me. Now I'm satisfied with the order. I want to go back to the top of the order, the header, so I'm going to press Shift F6 again and just press that a couple times to get back to the top. So everything looks good. I want to release the order. All the buttons at the top there, if I press the Alt key, you're going to see what the shortcut keys are for those. So I'm going to release the order, so you can see that's R, so I'll press the R key, and then again release is R, so I'll press R again. And now if you notice all the way to the right here, I'm going to use my mouse just to point this out, the status is now released. Now I can go ahead and print an order acknowledgement, send an order acknowledgement. Again, I can use the Alt key to see the shortcuts, press W to print or send, and then I can do, for example, a print confirmation, email confirmation, etc. Let's say I just want to print the confirmation. I can do that. I'm pressing my tab key to get down to the bottom. Here it might be more efficient just to take your mouse and click down. So in some cases it's going to be more efficient to use your mouse. In some cases it's going to be more efficient to use the keyboard. You have to make your best judgment on that. I would tend to use the keyboard as much as possible and the mouse when it makes sense. So let's go ahead and preview that. Here's just a little preview of the order confirmation. By the way, when you have these dialog boxes such as this and you want to escape out of it, you can simply press the escape key in the top left part of your keyboard, and that's the same as clicking the X, and it's much faster. Let's take a look at a list. For example, let's take a look at the item list. So let's go ahead and come into, I can use this little search icon. The shortcut key for that is Alt Q, and I can search for items, for example, and go ahead and choose that. So here I have a list of items, and I'll show you a few shortcuts to navigate around a list differently. So if I want to go to the bottom of the list, I can press Control End. If I want to go to the top, I can press Control Home. If I want to highlight all the items, perhaps I want to copy them to Excel, I can press Control A, and that will highlight everything. If I want to open up my filter pane, I could press Shift F3, and that'll open up my filter pane, and I can filter on additional fields here. For example, I want to filter on quantity on hand greater than 0. Now let's take a look at a journal entry. We'll go to General Journals, and here we have a preset list of entries. I'm going to go ahead and click in Enter a New One. I'm going to use my tab key to move across. I will type in the account number I'm interested in, or at least the first few characters, and then I'll find the one that I'm interested in and I'll select it. Then I'll go ahead and enter in a quantity. I'm going to press down arrow home to get to the beginning and tab a couple of times. If I want to copy from the line above, I can use my F8 key. That's extremely helpful, like so. Again, I can use my Alt key to pick any of the commands at the top. Or if I'm completely done, I'm ready to post this, I can go ahead and press the F9 key, and it'll ask me if I want to post the journal lines. In this case, I'm going to say no. Alright, so the next question I'm going to get is, what if I have a Mac? Well, I'm sorry, get a PC. I'm just kidding. We have a whole list of shortcuts for Macs as well. I'll put that in the description, as well as the PC shortcuts. This is Don Saito. Hope this helps you increase your efficiency with Business Central.